Hey, we're talking about Central Texas Werewolf Group. Up next on Geek Out SA.
Do not attempt to adjust your YouTube video. We control the stream.
And welcome back to Geek Out
Hold
SA.
on.
It's
No.
What
Friday.
the heck
We're having
was that?
fun.
What was this? Were these your werewolf
just-
paws?
It's my werewolf
He's
claws.
just
It
like,
was
I
more
don't
like
know.
a baby
Werewolf
werewolf.
claws.
It was like,
Yeah.
Oh, here goes.
No, give me your best werewolf impression. We can't start this off any other way. It's a roleplay game. You have to give me a little bit.
Roar!
No, it's That's terrible.
That's better.
better.
You're like the little cat. You're like the little cat that goes.
We have
That's
we have a
Vince.
role
All right,
called
anyway,
the wolf cub.
Got that.
You get the
There
wolf
you go.
cub.
Perfect.
Oh my god. What did I come back to? Oh my god.
Hey,
See,
you're
this
the
is
one
what
that
happens
decided
when
to
you're
take
gone.
two weeks off.
I didn't want to take 2 weeks off.
Take 2 weeks off, and everything goes a little crazy.
I know. Hey, I got an
around
emo cut though. Little.
here. Yeah, I
showed
saw
you
your
that
little.
picture.
Really?
Emo
You
cut.
got an emo cut? I fell on the stairs with a queen mattress, so I win.
I have
It's not
couch
evil.
moving bruises.
See? Phoenix
Yeah.
has couch moving bruises. So, and Vince is over there all like a diva with his little baby soft hands. He's never done anything.
Oh, I fell when I was camping.
You did.
And
I wasn't
scraped
going
my
to tell
knee.
people that, but you did.
Aww.
It's great.
He's
You got a
Yeah.
little boo boo.
He does have a.
So I had a scrape to match the other side.
Yeah, he had scraped the other one the week before. We're all just a hot mess over here at Geek Out SA and Company.
Oh my god.
So we have Phoenix here. We have a guest. It's
Yay,
been
Phoenix
a while
is
since
here.
we had a
Hold on,
guest. So just like what last week.
Yeah, we've been like a little guest heavy for a while, and I think we've got a few more coming.
I don't know. I like it. I like when we have guests. It's great.
You know, I'm kind of antisocial, so but Phoenix has been cool, so it's all right.
Fresh blood's always good.
Yeah.
Always
Yeah.
a good run.
I mean, you know, I do have the dog who could eat you, so if you get on my nerves too much, I'm just like,
I will eat the dog back.
oh, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
I
The dog's
mentioned
gonna
that.
turn into
You
a
did,
werewolf.
but
You said- you
you'll
said-
werewolf out, and then the dog's
Yeah.
gonna be gone.
You said the dog will bite you, and I said I'll bite her back.
Yeah. So I guess people are probably wondering why we're talking about werewolves.
Yeah. So we're here talking to Phoenix about Central Texas Werewolf Group, and this is a group that I've known for years, and that's been going on. But it has to do with it's based around a game that people play together.
So people might be confused, Phoenix. Y'all don't go and like wear your little ears and wear your tails. You're not wolfies. Like
Very different community.
very different. Just so that y'all are all so y'all understand, it's a
No,
different.
I will say we do have a lot of those people in our group, and they're we're very supportive and inclusive to all sorts of different communities and groups.
Right.
We're truly like an inclusive tabletop gaming group. Our specific focus isn't necessarily tabletop gaming. It is more so a kind of like a subdivision of tabletop or a subdivision of kind of card games, things like that. It's deception games. So basically games where you're a hidden role or you're a part of a hidden team. You have some sort of information that you either need to socially deduct or you need to deceive. That is usually the general basis of all these games.
Right. So it started a long time ago. Before Werewolf, there was a game. It was more of like a mobster type game.
It's a mafia.
Called Mafia that kind
Yeah.
of started this whole like deception thing, and that was a very long time ago.
And then later
like,
on, there
70s.
became the one, the Secret Hitler. Was
Yeah, but we
remember that
kind of. We don't want to talk about that
Don't talk
much.
about that. and then they picked it up and got Werewolf. And there's been some other iterations that didn't really stick, but Werewolf seems to be really popular. Why do you think that's?
I think that the fantasy element is really easy to grab onto in the type of people that we have in that sort of community, right? So like in tabletop communities, in gaming communities, high fantasy seems to really stick with us. Mafia is great, and a lot of, like you said, in the 70s, people were dealing out 52 deck, just a traditional
Yep, it
52
was
deck
just
of cards. If you got a face card or if you got a red card, you were like evil team. If you got like an ace, you were the detective, things like that. We see iterations of this still around now, but if I had to be truly honest with you, I honestly think that just a really good company picked up the branding for Werewolf and marketed it well.
Yeah.
And it's done well ever since.
Do you guys play the newer one that has the app that has some of the stuff that go with it, or do you play kind of the version that was before that?
So the latest version of Werewolf by Bezier Games is called Werewolf Extreme Edition. it used to be just like Werewolf Ultimate or Ultimate Werewolf. This new version is called the Extreme Edition. They had a very successful Kickstarter, and their highest end version that you could accomplish or that you could earn or get was the Super Collector's Edition, where it had just like a ton of extra rolls, a ton of little, like you would get the gavel, like the order in the court kind of stuff. You got stuff like that. We have these, you might remember this. Do you remember like the little slap wristbands?
Yes, yes.
We have a bunch of those that are red and it says RIP on them, and you give them to dead players.
Oh,
Nice.
that's awesome.
Nice.
So like, it's a bunch of little cool fun trinkets that you get in the Super Collector's Edition. You can actually get it online now. It used to be Kickstarter exclusive, and they have a bunch of leftover units. They were nice enough to send us a unit to use for our group.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, we do play the newest one. We don't use the app. I think the main reason is the early version of it just wasn't very strong in terms of like the QR codes to kind of like scan in the cards and build the deck.
Mm-hmm.
Also, our moderator team we've been doing this for 7+ years, to the point that like modding a 12 to 15 person game, we don't need a pen and paper anymore. We just kind of run it, and we just know what's in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you use the roles then, because originally it was just the werewolf, right? The townspeople, and then
A seer.
the seer, right?
Right, like an investigative role. Like
Yeah,
a seer.
yeah. So there are more roles now that people can be aside from that.
So, for a little bit of fun, geeky game knowledge, the way that we kind of structure out the game is that we have powerful wolves, we have normal wolves, we have detrimental wolves, and then we have wolf support. So I feel like those names are generally self-explanatory. Wolf support are like the minor support. They have like a very low ability to help the wolf team.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the village side, we have things like protectors, which just basically stop a kill from happening, or they can make it so that a kill happens later instead of now. We have investigative roles, which are things like the seer. And then we have killing roles. We call it a village-controlled kill. So like the witch has a black potion, which you might know a new store in town that's called Black Potion. I wonder why it's called Black Potion. That is a true story. That was a part of what happened, why it was named Black Potion. There's plenty of other Black Potion in tabletop media and games and everything, but this was one of the inspirations. So yeah, like poisoners, protectors.
Yeah, Rukia
killers.
says, someone pet the dog.
I
There's the
know.
dog.
He's
The
upset.
dog
Yeah.
is like, it's such an awful world. I can't go be with all these humans.
Uh-huh.
There's a tiny one
Or
out there.
werewolves.
There's a tiny
Well,
one
Elena's
out there.
Right out there.
Yeah.
He would just go to her and play, and she would pet him, but he's being spoiled. So
She would too.
So-
She'd be like, I want to pet it.
I haven't played in a while since it was the more basic rules.
So I think when we came in and started playing the game, we started playing when it was Are You a Werewolf from Looney
Are you a
Games.
werewolf?
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we started playing that one, and I actually started playing that at San Japan, of all places.
Mm-hmm.
And around that time, that's when we came up with Double Agent.
Mm-hmm.
We had our own werewolf-esque game called Double Agent, where it was like spies and stuff. During
Spy
that,
versus spy.
yeah,
Yeah, that was very long ago.
that was very
in the
long
90s.
ago. No, that wasn't in the 90s. I don't think.
I don't think so.
Was it
It
that
was
old?
Like, yeah, we're old. It was like right before the 2000s, maybe, but it was about 20 years ago, so it's been a while.
No, it wasn't in the 90s. We got married in 99.
Yeah, and we were making games already by then. Double Agent is one of our oldest games.
Do you have
I'm
any
gonna
copies
take one
of
down.
it or any like versions that are playable?
Yeah.
Can you bring it by sometime?
Sure.
To Black Potion when we
Yeah.
play?
Yeah.
I'd love to play
Yeah.
just for the heck of it.
It's basically the same as Are You a Werewolf? It's like, you're trying to kill people before they find out that you're the one killing people, basically.
Yeah,
You're the
perfect.
double agent. Yeah. You're the
Because
double agent killing all the other
I
agents.
gave somebody a copy that was running it at San Japan before the Central Texas Werewolf Group ever was even a thing.
Yeah.
So
Well, this was before Bezier Games got a hold of it.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Got a hold of it and turned it into what it is.
Chris
what it
Holmes
is
says,
now.
"Doggo."
Everybody's with the poor
Hey,
dog.
Chris Holmes.
The dog's doing its best werewolf impression. So you said that there's more of a role-playing element, because when we played, normally when we would play, it's more of a like you did it, it's all
Like
your
mob
fault. It's like
rules.
mob rules kind of
Yep.
thing.
So-
So
Every group runs differently.
Mhm.
We've had a recent influx of people who put a lot of emphasis on the role play element on it, and they want to come in and say, oh, I'm a simple farmer, and like that's cool, that's fun. A lot of our more veteran players are a little more battle hardened. They're very intense. They're very like game mechanics, math. If I can't do long division, I don't want to play. Like that's what a lot of our like some of our more veteran players that have been around for a while are like. So like there are some people that like to role play. Me, I'm not big into the role play element of it. I got into the game because it was a really good stretch of my ability to like deceive or read people and like build a story, which is that's all deception games are about. It's about building a story and then sticking to it and making that story work in your favor.
yeah. Yeah, no, I'm always terrible at these kinds of games. I never know. I can't read people for beans. I never know who it is. Well, Aaron, what's that game that we played with Kristen and Robert?
Coup?
Where
Or,
where we were like Avengers or
Oh,
something.
Hydra. Hail Hydra.
Hail Hydra. Have you
Oh.
played Hail Hydra?
Where is it? Give
Yeah.
me.
Oh
I have
my
it. I have a
god,
copy.
Aaron has it. It is
Yeah.
You have a
so
copy? Yeah.
good. Y'all should
I
play
love
that.
one.
If you like the deception
Yeah,
games,
I-
Hail
so-
Hydra is so good.
Love
Freaking
Letters
love it.
is kind of
Love Letters is
deception.
good.
It's like
Yep.
deception adjacent.
Mhm.
It has a deception element to
Yeah.
it. You have to kind of deduce and deceive like what kind of cards they have. Very similar to Coup. Coup is way more high deception in that
Yeah.
sense, though.
Yep.
But I found a
I love
Marvel's
Coup.
Infinity War or Infinity Gauntlet themed Love Letters,
Oh, cool.
and I
What?
purchased it. I bought it immediately, and
Haven't
it's
seen
so
that.
much fun.
I always loved the
That's
Batman.
cool.
We always played the Batman
Yeah,
Love
we like the
Letters. I
Batman
always loved
That's so
Harley and
fun.
Joker and everybody like that. Love Letters is another good deception
on
kind of
sale.
game. I like those kind of games, but I'm terrible. Although I will say the last time I did know it was Robert and Kristen.
But y'all
But I
still
was
blamed me.
Still blaming you just because it was more fun. Sometimes
I
it's
hate
just
you
more fun
guys.
to blame
Yeah.
people, right?
Well, like when we play werewolf, you say I'm the werewolf all the time. I'm never the werewolf.
Oh, I do. I always like turn everybody against you, just because it's more fun. Like I don't care.
My
could've
best
just taken
friend,
it out.
you guys have probably seen him out at the games. His name is Lawrence. He's real cute, small, cool dude. He dresses edgy, and he's real fun. But he almost never speaks throughout werewolf games, and he just sits there, chills. Nobody votes him. Nobody kills him. Nobody suspects him. But like, if all of a sudden he turns around and he goes, "Phoenix is a werewolf," everyone immediately listens because like he never says anything. So the second he like thinks I'm a werewolf, I'm done. I'm gone. And I usually am when he catches me. He's like the only person who can consistently, snatch onto that and be like, "Yep, she's a wolf, and we're gonna kill her, and we're gonna get her out."
See, that's my
Because it's a
problem.
little bit like poker
Yeah.
when you're going through it and just like reading like the little looks on the faces when you're going through and going around, and you can just kind of have to like deduce and anything that they say, or who are they trying to like focus on, or are they trying to focus attention away from you? You just have to like see, and then if you play long enough, you start reading those people. If you're paying the same people over and over,
Yeah.
you start seeing what their calls are for
So
it.
what's the biggest a game can get? How many people?
I've seen 100-player games before.
Holy crap.
Wow, really?
Mhm. I can't say that they're good games.
But they've
I
happened.
can't say that.
But
they,
it's
they do
happened.
But they happen.
Yeah.
There's some pretty massive ones at Gen Con.
Yeah.
So that was how. So we'll tell you a Gen Con story real quick. So
Oh, great. I
this,
haven't been yet. So.
this is how we ended up sharing one queen bed with some other people, because they messed up our room and everything, and they didn't get the beds right. But it was what it was, and it was a queen.
And
so
you
we were
might-
like,
know one of them.
do you know Daniel Griego?
Daniel Griego.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay. So
That would be a yes.
he's
for
a big
you.
werewolf guy.
Only a little.
Yeah, just a
Just
little.
a little.
Just
I
a
think-
little.
I think he knows a little bit about werewolf to make conversation, but that's probably about it.
Yeah, that's probably about it. It's not a big deal. So he would come in the morning after werewolf all-nighters, and he would get the bed during the day while we were during the day, because we were running some of our games that we had developed. And so we would have the bed at night, and then a couple of times he was like, so tired from werewolf, and he'd just like crawl in the bed with us. And we're like, whatever, just go to sleep.
One
How
night
long
he
ago was this?
This was like, how long ago did we go to Gen Con? 10 years?
has
Was
it
he-
been that long? I
Was
don't
he
think
with
it's been
his
that long.
Was he with his now wife?
Yeah.
Oh, he's been with Jessica forever,
Yeah.
since they were
Yeah.
itty bitty children. We have known them.
Since ChimeraCon.
So how long ago do you think that is? Since you don't like any of my dates,
Since
sir.
like
You know, Yellowstone was 2 years
since
ago,
2000.
right? Yeah, since 2000. So we've probably known Daniel for 22 years,
Mhm.
since he was an itty bitty child. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Daniel kind of handed off the group to us. That's kind of what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I don't know the full details, so take this with a grain of salt. But generally speaking, Daniel had like a pretty good grip over Central Texas Werewolf Group, and Jen came in, wanted to run a bunch of games. I think there was like somewhat of like a hey, be admins with me kind of thing, and we, Jen ran stuff. When Jen came in is when I came in. It was at the exact same time, or roughly. I think like a difference of like a week or something.
Week or so.
Yeah, like Jen kind of came in, ran a thing, and then I met Jen on that, or I think I had met Jen before, but I like played with Jen that first ever meeting. It was like a San Japan volunteer recruitment night.
Nice.
Yeah, and so ever since then I've stuck with Werewolf, and I quickly got decent, and I kind of enjoyed it, and I had a lot of fun, and then we started going out to all sorts of different events all across Texas, and then eventually we went to DeceptiCon in Atlanta.
Oh, cool.
Have you guys ever gone?
Haven't
Have you
been
heard
to
of
that
it?
one.
So
Mm-mm.
Decepticon is pretty interesting. It is literally a deception game convention. If the
Nice.
name didn't give it away. They do all sorts of stuff. They had a love letters, or no, they had a coup tournament. They had a one night tournament. They had, which One Night Ultimate Werewolf is another werewolf game. And then that was when I had first been exposed to Blood on the Clocktower. Have you guys heard of Blood on the
No,
Clocktower?
I haven't heard of that one.
Okay, so this is one of the I make jokes and I call it like Mensa Werewolf. Do you guys know what Mensa? I assume
Yeah,
you guys
yeah,
know what Mensa
yeah.
is. It's a legit high Q werewolf.
Yeah. Super high
Everybody has
IQ.
a special power, but there's no reveal. There's only one prime evil, and then there's evil support. When you die, you stay in the game, and you can still vote, but you only get one vote post-mortem. So it's very interesting. A lot of ghosts end up holding on to their votes, and they wait until the very, very final day, where it's a final 3, 1 demon, 2 of anything else, and the whole village gets to vote together on, even the dead get to kind of vote on like what they observed the whole game, and what they think they want to contribute towards. It's a really cool game. It literally like just came out. Kickstarter units literally just got to people like a week
Nice.
ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Very
it's
cool.
very much fresh off the block.
So are you running that at Black
We have
Ocean
been.
as well? Oh, okay.
We have been. We've been running a little bit of Clocktower. People do seem to like it, but it's very intense. I'm sure that you guys have played deception games where like if you get the evil team multiple times in a row, you are tired. You are beaten. You are just like, I am so ready to not play this game for a while.
Right.
Mhm.
You get so tired so fast. Clocktower is very fatiguing, but it's a thrill. It's a thrill the whole way through.
Wow.
So
Very
even
cool.
I get fatigued very heavily from it. I had a really, really rough game a couple weeks back, and I remember leaving that game feeling so deceived. I felt so betrayed. It was so
wow.
real.
Wow.
I felt so real. Like this is a little too real.
Right.
Like, these deception games are getting a little much for me.
This is like hurting
Yum,
me
is
in
this
my
real?
So
heart.
you've been
Where do we
playing
go?
werewolf for a long time. So how did COVID affect werewolf, and how is it affecting it when it first started, and how is it affecting it now?
So a lot of people, first off, lots of hand sanitizer.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it is now. When people come in, we usually give them hand sanitizer. We have a bottle of hand sanitizer there because people are touching the cards and moving them back
Right.
and forth. We always try and sanitize as best we can. The mask experience is a little difficult, and people have differing opinions, and we just try and accommodate the facility that we're in, and then we try and encourage people to engage in whatever safety they want to engage in.
Mm-hmm.
So we always encourage that. We have sanitizer at the ready. When COVID first hit, we really just it was a full shutdown, and we never really found footing in the online events.
Right.
I think at the time, I was going through a lot in just life in general,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Jen, the person who actually owns it now, Jen, they were going through a lot in life. They were just dealing with a lot of stuff, and so I guess we just didn't really have a lot of time to dedicate to navigating COVID for Werewolf.
Right.
We were doing so many other things.
And I
But-
think it's tough when you're trying to do something like that because you need to do it like over Teams or Zoom or something to that effect.
Discord was the big one.
And then if people don't have good internet or whatever and they're dropping and you can't really talk to them or see them or anything, it just becomes kind of a crapshoot, I think.
So the one format of online werewolf I wasn't a big fan of because I thought it was just a little too much. It was a actual 24-hour cycle werewolf. So basically, you would go into a Discord channel. You would get a private DM from a moderator. You'd be shown your card. You'd be told what your card does. And then throughout the day, one day is one day. So like, you would play, basically, you would just be on your phone every now and then. You'd look at messages, catch up on what's been said. And then at the end of the day at like 6 p.m., there would be like a tally that would start. And then it would last for like an hour. And then you would have to get your vote in for that night. If you didn't vote, you didn't vote. And they would just take the majority. That player would die, get revealed, and then the next day you would go into another day of werewolf. I thought it was a little much for me. It definitely doesn't fit my taste of like, I like fast-paced werewolf. I like that I can wake up, kill, and then end the, go to the next day and like, you kind of take control of the village.
Right.
But I'm a different breed of players. So, it wasn't my thing, but it worked for a lot of groups, and it kept a lot of groups alive, and that was great. The second that shops were opening back up, masks made it a little difficult because of whispering, sidebarring, getting close to each other and kind of talking like, hey, what's been going on? What do you want to tell me? Masks made it a bit of a challenge, but, as protocols have lifted and alleviated a little bit, things have become a little more easier. But, we still try our best to be careful and, we tell people if you don't feel well, don't come.
Where can people find out like where you're playing, when y'all are playing? So if they wanted to get started in playing, where can people get involved?
So it depends on the kind of community you involve yourself in. We have a lot of players who use Facebook, and those players just go to our Facebook page. They join the group, and we post the events there. We do have a lot of other players who are kind of different communities, more in like the actual furry community. They use Telegram a lot, so we do have a Telegram chat that's dedicated for our werewolf games. So we kind of promote on both platforms just to make sure that everybody who wants to come can come and be involved.
Okay. And then on Facebook, it's the Central Texas.
Yeah, the writing that you guys have on the stream, that is the exact writing that the Facebook group is. And if you have a hard time
Good job,
finding
Vince, huh?
good job,
No.
Vince, yeah.
Oh wait, hold on. I don't want to show that. Okay, what was it?
I was like, I'm going to take that down.
If you have any problems, you can either send a message request to myself, Anri Phoenix, ANRI Phoenix, or you can send it to Jen Sweet on
Jen
Facebook. Or you can honestly get in touch with Vincent, and you'd probably send them our way.
Yeah. So I have an interesting, because we were talking about like wolfies versus werewolf group. So our son was growing up very much in the time where being a wolfie was very kind of the thing that the kids in junior high and stuff were doing, and so we're trying to get to like understand him and everything. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make him a wolf tail. So I didn't know.
Very supportive of you. That's nice.
Thank you. Well, I didn't know that the wolf tails were like this big, right? Yeah. Okay, so our son is 6'4", so I made him a wolf tail.
Nice. No, that's great.
To wear around so that he could like clip it to his pants and wear it. Yeah, he was like, this is great, all mom. I mean, because it was like wide, like it looked like a full-on wolf tail, like it was great.
Wow, do you take commissions? That sounds amazing.
It was pretty awesome. I was pretty impressed with myself, and then he was like, I'm just gonna use it for a pillow in my bed. I'm like, okay, but he's like, but thanks for trying, Mom.
Electric
That sounds
Dreams.
He's like, I just want this little green one. I was like, okay.
Electric Dreams says, greetings and salutations. Glad to finally catch the show. Cheers to y'all.
Howdy,
Aw.
and cheers. So do you ever have, because the groups can get very big, what are some of the rules that people need to be aware of that's like, this could potentially make it so that we ask you not to come be part of the group anymore?
Gosh, I mean, it really depends. We try and be an all-inclusive group for people of varying beliefs and understandings and feelings. The one thing that I always try and tell people is that when you're in a game, you're taking on a character. Whether you role play or not, you are still assuming a character that is going to possibly be deducting things from other people, which can be very information intrusive.
Mhm.
So like I might get in your face and really try and like prod you for information, and I might be a good guy on the good guy team, right? So like that is a character that like I'm assuming, and you have to come into it knowing that that's a character that people might be playing. If for some reason during your enjoyment of being your character, it ends up being something that hurts other people or starts like actually bringing in personal things. So like sometimes people can say like really personal, awful things, and like we'll tell them. I work in mental health, so I'm very like mental health aware.
Right.
So like if I have to pull someone to the side and like really kind of talk them down from whatever's going on, I've done it before. It's definitely happened. I mean, I think discipline is something that people in the board game community we're not unfamiliar with.
Right.
Sometimes people get very into things, and you
Mhm.
need to talk them down.
Yep.
I think we banned one guy because like he made some really unsavory jokes, and then he also just cheated 3 times in a row.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
And so
yeah.
it's just at that point I
So
was
cheating
just
So
like,
is one of those things.
cheating is
Cheating.
don't
do
cheat.
that. Don't do that.
Don't
So
open your
Mike's-
eyes
Don't
during
open
the
your
night.
eyes during the night when you're not
supposed to be asleep.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
you're supposed to be
Yeah.
asleep. Yep. That's
Mike
a big
Stone
no-no.
says, "Come play board games at Black Potion tonight. We have 16 players here, and would love to play to have more." So
Vince can talk.
he's over there checking stuff out, having fun. Y'all are doing werewolf there tomorrow, right?
Yeah, so basically here's what I want you to do. I want you to take your phone, if you're not at Black Potion, take your phone, keep the stream open, go to Black Potion, keep the phone and the stream open, and go play games there, and also engage in the stream. And
Yeah.
then tomorrow, come back and play Werewolf.
And play werewolf.
Yeah.
We'll be playing from about 4 p.m.-ish. Sometimes it takes people time to get off of work, come in, grab a bite to eat. But, I'm usually there by 4. I think tomorrow I have some conflicting stuff, so I might not be there until like 5. But, we'll be playing games from 4 or 5-ish all the way until closing. So,
Nice.
grab your friends, grab the people that you want to lie to and deceive and yell at for being a werewolf, and, bring
Hey,
them
what are y'all
in.
doing later, guys?
I think the other thing that people always want to know is if they've never played before, how easy is it for them to kind of just join in your group and learn how to play?
It's an involved game, but it also has the ability to not be an involved game if you just want to kind of listen. So there's this misunderstanding in deception games that everybody needs it to be an active contributor, and it's not quite true. The players that sit back and just kind of chill, they definitely contribute to the overall aura of the game of like, if you don't have the chill players, how are you going to find the wolves? If everybody is so actively engaged in the game, you're creating a whole different, like, I would consider that like a ranked game. Like when you play like competitive ranked games, like that's what a ranked game feels like, when everyone is just a hardcore werewolf player. But werewolf is all about community and just having fun through observation or contributing.
But you have like a moderator there too, and the
moderator
moderator
will walk
makes
you through everything.
makes all the difference and can make a game fun or not.
Yeah.
And I think it depends
That the
on
moderator
your-
sets the tone.
I think it depends on your style of play. Like the guy, Aaron and Vince, they very much like to win. They want to win, they want to win, they want to win. And I used to like to win a lot, but Vince beats me all the time. So I gave up on that. So now I just like to cause havoc. So sometimes, I'll just point at another direction just to agitate someone.
So chaos players are swiftly executed. I love executing chaos players. They're my favorite thing to execute. I consider it a pastime of mine. When I see chaos players, I'm like, this is perfect. I now get to kill you, and there's a reason. I don't have to like.
But if you're good at a deception game and you're a good chaos
they're
player,
just a chaos player sometimes.
Right. But sometimes people don't know you're being the chaos player and they think that you're being helpful. So that's when I get the thrill, is like, I've been the chaos player, but I've been so hidden about it that people don't know that I'm the chaos player. That's my prime spot right there.
I think
that's where I sit.
People get this. So a lot of people see me play. I'm a very aggressive player. Like just straight out the gates, I'll let you guys know I'm an extremely aggressive player. I go in and I will shake you down. And it's fun. It's all part of the character. People get this understanding that like that's how you're supposed to be. It's not true. Just chill.
Just like
Just
be
observe.
whatever you want,
Just
right?
hang out. Yeah. And then vote when you want to kill somebody. That's it. That's all you gotta do.
It's pretty easy.
So you play like Daniel.
Me, I play like Daniel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I play better than him.
Oh, shots fired!
Yes.
Yes.
You can tell him that.
I'm gonna.
We're
can-
I'm
gonna.
gonna text him in a minute.
Any day of the week, you can tell Daniel that he can come, he can grab his booty and get it on down here to San Antonio. It's only an hour drive. It's not that bad.
Yeah, it's
for
not
him.
that bad, and Robin's getting older, so they can come with you,
Yeah.
and yeah, bring Jessica. And
Well, I'm
let's go.
hoping that I will see them at DeceptiCon Texas, which is happening for the first time. We've never had a DeceptiCon Texas. We've only had Decepticon in Atlanta, and that one's just called Decepticon. That is like consider it like PAX Prime. It's like
Right.
it's the main PAX.
Oh, right.
So I reached out to the current chairwoman of Decepticon, and I basically asked her like, "Hey, I want to bring Decepticon to Texas because I love it, and it's really cool." She gave me the AOK for the most part to hold the name. We're still waiting on final confirmations, but tentatively we're using the term Decepticon Texas.
Cool.
So I'm going to be
Cool.
running that convention. You and I can talk a little bit about that sometime later, because I'm sure you've got some curiosities.
Yeah, I'll help out a little, sort of.
A little, maybe.
Don't look at me.
A little.
You do
I know,
whatever
I'm not
you
looking at
want.
you.
Don't be asking me
Well,
to
I'm
help.
going to zoom in on Vince as he looks at you.
Don't look at me, honey.
Is he the
No.
kind of person who can't help himself? Like he just wants to help run the game convention, or
And then he drags me along with him, kicking and screaming, and I'm like, "Stop it!
it'll
I
be a
can't
good
do
time.
it anymore. I can't do it anymore."
So we're doing it. We're doing Decepticon October 15th through 16th. That's our general set date.
It's my birthday. We can't. We gotta go. No, we'll be glad to help.
It'll be a lot of fun. My birthday's 2 weeks after that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, mine's
Nice.
October 26th.
Nice.
So
Just as long as we don't have to
October babies
run
for the
anything
win.
anymore, I'm fine with a little help
A
out
little
here
help
and there.
out here and there, yeah.
Because a lot of gaming conventions are starting to come out about and say, "Hey, can you help?" No.
Just
Yeah,
complain.
sort of.
just come play. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all we want. We just want players to come and play. We're gonna probably have multiple Blood on the Clocktower circles. We're probably gonna have multiple werewolf circles. I think we're gonna open. Our goal is that we're gonna open around noonish on that Saturday, and then we're gonna go all the way through the night into that Sunday, and then we'll end 6 p.m., 10 p.m. somewhere around there.
Do you have a venue in mind right
we
now?
do. We do
Okay.
have a venue in mind. We're
Well-
currently negotiating contracts.
Okay.
So-
we'll talk more and
We'll
see
talk more about
what's
that
what.
later.
Yeah. Once I have a venue more concretely, we'll be doing a GoFundMe to
Okay.
kind of raise all of the funds that are going to be necessary. We're looking to a couple of sponsors. So if you know people who make deception games, or if you know sponsors who'd be interested in helping run a deception game convention, it's always cool. So
That's cool.
we're excited about that though.
Sounds good.
Just a ton of werewolf and Clocktower,
That would be,
deception and
that would
coup.
really be
And then
really
Aaron's
cool.
gonna have to teach you how to play Hail Hydra. You'll really like it.
Oh yeah, no, I want to.
It's good.
We're gonna have to play Hell Hydra.
As long as I
That's
don't
a
get
good
against
game.
Colleen and freaking Robert.
It wasn't me. I was playing really nice.
You were
And
playing
good.
really nice. I was surprised.
It was her and Robert.
Yeah.
It was all her
me
and Robert.
Robert's
And
another
I knew it
chaos
off the
player.
bat.
You know he is. You know he is.
Well, he just, as long as I'm there, he's chaos.
Yeah.
When I'm not in it, he's not like that.
No.
No.
And I think that depends too, because you pick up certain circles of friends within the circles of friends, and so it depends on who all's there, how you play sometimes too. I think
Well,
because you like to
people-
pick at people.
People
And,
tell me, so, okay, there's certain board games, some that we don't talk about, some that we do, but I brought one of those board games to, I think it was a Thanksgiving night for, me and my family that we all live with, way back when. And we played one game, and they were like, "That was great. Next game, can you not talk?" They said that to me. And I was like, "Sure, I'll win anyway." And they were just like, "Shut up, you're so stupid. You're so crazy." And I was just like, no, we'll play, and I won't say a word. So we got into the game, and we played through the whole game. I didn't say a word. I just nodded my head, shook my head, nodded my head, did whatever I need to do, take whatever cards I need, pointed wherever I need to point. Sure enough, still won. A lot of fun. So it's you can play any way. You can verbally be aggressive, or you can chill. It's either way.
Sounds like fun to me.
Yep.
Because I know it when they played it at Game Expo, they would play it all night,
Oh yeah.
and they would just finish up with their games, and they would come in and just play Werewolf all night. It was a lot of fun. If they could, they would play probably into the wee hours of the morning.
Oh, they did. Yeah.
Oh, they did. Yeah, they did.
And there's a certain thing about like, let's play it just one more time, right?
Yeah. Oh, let's get one more good game in.
Yeah.
One more good game.
Let's just get one more good game in. 6 hours later.
It really is.
There have definitely been games where like it'll be like 4:30 a.m. and I'll be like, look, I'm a zombie right now. I cannot. I'll vote wherever. I don't care anymore. Like I just want to go sleep and like yeah.
You're like, I did it because I gotta go.
It was me. I gotta go sleep.
I know somebody at Gen Con that drank way too much 5 hour energy and played way too much werewolf to where his arm didn't move, his right arm didn't move for the next day after, like at all. I was like, that's some serious werewolf
That's
there,
some
guys.
serious dedication to werewolf when you make it so that your arm won't move.
Mhm.
Sounds like Diablo players. Diablo players are like that.
Vince can't relate.
Back in the day with WoW too.
Back in the day, yeah.
My WoW
We've had some
days.
Diablo moments.
I've played too much Diablo. Too
So
much.
we have 3 sons, but they're all adults now. But so their bedrooms were upstairs.
Okay.
Okay. So computers upstairs in the bedroom. LAN party. Dad's down here. They're all playing Diablo silently. None of them are speaking. They're just and I'm just watching all of these like little like minions. What is it they used to call it that you had Diablitos type 2 or whatever?
Yeah, Diablosis.
Diablosis or whatever instead of diabetes. They had it like Diablo in it, type 2. And I've got a hankering and I gotta go play.
My friend's grades dropped because of Diablo.
Really?
He was like straight A. I don't think you remember. My friend said she's a straight A student in high school, and we used to. It was me, him, Sebi, and like 2 others. We used to play Diablo 2 all the time on PC, and then he had to put it down because his grades went from like straight A's to like C's and D's. And I'm like, "What did you do?" He's like, "I wasn't doing my homework or anything."
I
was
couldn't
like,
do anything. I just had to
yeah.
play Diablo.
"Yeah." His parents took away his computer for a little bit.
I played on the original Diablo where they didn't even have the TCP/IP LAN connections. That yet it was something different. It was something where I don't even remember what it was. It was a different protocol for you to link the network to.
Well, because
to do
they built BattleNet in like a night
Yeah.
way back when. Like they literally when I think Blizzard acquired them right before release, and then Blizzard said, "Here, we need you to build BattleNet like now because we want the game to be online."
Yeah.
And they were like,
Oh.
And this is why
Okay.
developers get sued.
and that's not even as good as the story as to like why Diablo is a live act or like a real time combat system.
Really?
That story's nuts. Yeah.
Oh god.
They were like, yeah, we need like a year's worth of time to like reprogram the whole game, and they gave him the budget for it. They paid him all in full for an extra year right there and then, and the guy went home and reprogrammed the game to work real time that night.
That's awesome.
It's a really it's
That's
wild.
awesome.
That's awesome.
I think it's called Diablo Postmortem. Postmortem. I can't words.
Words are tough.
Diablo
I don't know.
Postmortem. It's an amazing panel at I think it was GDC. It's a really good one. So
Very cool. Awesome. So again, the best place to contact the group is through Facebook, right?
yeah, I would say so. Facebook or
Yeah.
Telegram. But just contact like me on Facebook and I'll get you in the group.
Okay. Sounds good. So contact Phoenix or Jen or contact us. We'll get you to the right place. But Phoenix,
With his
thanks
little
for
fake
checking it. Thanks for hanging out with us. It's been really cool. Can't wait to play again. Can't wait to go to check out that DeceptiCon Texas thing going on here. But thanks for checking this out. I'm Vince.
I'm Colleen, and that's Phoenix. And thanks a lot, Aaron.
Geek out, SA.